talk about why we are actually sitting here tonight to break down the guidelines for elections and all of the talking points made at the stakeholders meeting that was done at the Ministry of Sports in Abuja. So, guidelines, constitution of the board. We must have a president of a federation. There's a vice president, 11 other members as provided for relevant statutes, and the secretary general. Of course, you know, it's always the secretary general who liaises with the ministry and, of course, the federation. Constituencies. The membership of each board shall be drawn from the following constituencies: 6 zonal representatives, 1 athlete representative, 1 institutional representative, 1 or 2 representatives of international body. So you understand how sports administration is done. 1 representative of women in sports. So you see, we're not pushing the women aside. Women must have a representative in the federation. 1 representative of National Association of Physical and Health Education. Very, very important. 1 philanthropist or sponsor. 1 representative of the technical bodies of the sports. Eligibility. The president and the vice presidential candidates who are occupying the post of that office of an international sport body shall not, if you want to be president or vice president, if you're occupying a position in an international sport body, you cannot contest for the post of president or vice president of a national sports federation. Interesting. President and vice presidential candidates. Those that are also occupying the post of those that have served 2 consecutive terms, that means 8 years as president of their National Sports Federation, shall not contest for the post of president of that federation. So if you've done 8 years, we know some people that have done 16, 20, will not call names. So now this new law says if you've done 8 years, goodbye. Just so we can put this into perspective, let's go to our studios in Abuja. Sports administrator, and we know him so well with tennis, Godwin Kenka, is standing by to dissect the issues for us because he was at that stakeholders meeting, so he has a lot to talk to us about. Godwin, good to have you on Sports Tonight.
It's always a pleasure, Austin.
Fantastic. We're trying to really understand what went down at the stakeholders meeting. We've just put into perspective some of the requirements. But for you, after that meeting, did you go back home and say to yourself, we are on the right path towards sports development, or you just looked at it and said, same old same?
Definitely, a lot of us, I mean, 80% of those who were at the stakeholders meeting went home very satisfied. And I think a new vista has been opened in Nigerian sports. I mean, it's not just my view. Many people all across the country feel as though we're getting to think like that. I think this is a new beginning for Nigerian sports because the manner and mode and process of attracting the leadership of federations in the past has been the major reason we have been attracting leaders who are not very versed in the sport that they want to run, who are not passionate enough, who are not business savvy, and who are mostly self-serving officials. Okay, so the consequence of that is that a lot of the youth in the sport or in sports generally were denied the opportunity to raise their talent to the highest level, to become the best that they can be. So a lot of the sports talent in Nigeria have been basically suppressed. And Nigeria has been working at about 10-15% of its potential as far as sports was concerned. And I think this is going to release, it's a real release of energy into the Nigerian sports system. And no matter what you think about the current minister, Barrister Dalong, I think he is the best thing that has happened to Nigerian sports.
I want to take it from that perspective. Talk about international politics in sports. We cannot take it away. I see one of the guidelines says that if you hold an international position, you cannot contest for president or vice presidential position. Now, Godwin, don't you think that will take us a little bit out of the scheme of things, because you want to understand what's going on internationally and see how to even bring more support to Nigeria? Is that a plus or a minus?
Let me explain this position. It is, if you are already a member, a president or vice president of an international body, they are asking you to concentrate on that, because what has happened is that people hold too many sticks from different ends, from both ends of the stick, and they don't have time for the development of tennis in the nation. Now, if you are a member of the federation and you are not already a president of an international body, you can still go and compete and try to win elections at the continental body, so it does not stop you. But they're saying that if you're, for instance, the president of CAT, please concentrate there, because it takes a lot of your time. Do not dissipate so much energy traveling 6 months of the year and then having 3 months for the local sports events. So it does not really harm anybody. Again, they want to create space for more people to come into the system and bring their knowledge, bring whatever they have to bring to the table to develop the particular sport, so that if we can attract new blood, new energy, new ideas, then sports in Nigeria will be the better for it. So they are trying to dissuade people from, I mean, we've had situations in the past where people had 3 different positions, holding on to 3 different positions. We have people holding on to 2 different positions for years. So we need Nigerian sports to breathe. I think that is where they're going. So it does not really, it is only if you are self-serving and you're not looking at the overall interest of the sport, then you're looking at, say, okay, this doesn't favor me, this holds me down, it doesn't give me a chance to be president of CAT, president of volleyball or tennis or athletics. Mm-hmm. Imagine a situation where Jacques Rogge, the Olympic president, Thomas Bach, is also president of the International Volleyball Federation. I mean, that will not happen. Okay, but here you have people holding 3, 4 positions, and I don't think that is right.
Godwin, let's start getting ready to wrap this up now. You are still the chairman of the Sports Reforms Committee. With some of the resolutions made at that stakeholders meeting, does it meet up with the recommendations your committee made to the Ministry for Youth and Sports?
Yeah, I think we're pretty happy that we've come some way, a long way, and the major drawbacks for Nigerian sports have been addressed in many ways. It bears repeating that sports is, at the global level, is a $1.5 trillion business. The U.S. contributes $472 billion to sports in Nigeria, in the world. Now, take a little country like, in terms of population, like Great Britain. Cycling as a sport contributes £3 billion to the British economy. Sports brings in £3 billion. Okay, so it's a massive industry that we're not exploiting. So if we can get to the point where we can have the right atmosphere to create wealth for our youth through sports, then we are in the right direction, and this does that. And the point about disenfranchising people, etc., doesn't hold water. Internationally, most of the constitutions that they try to make from the federations were absolutely hogwash. I mean, they won't even pass for secondary school debate society constitution. Okay, and the whole world, including the International Olympic Committee, in their 2020 agenda, recommendation 38, they are limiting the terms of their executives. So now if you're 70, you cannot operate beyond 70. And most people come into the IOC executive positions at 62. So they have found a way to limit that to about 8 years.
Fantastic. Now,
the UEFA, the president, Alexander Kafferin, has just suggested that terms limits for UEFA and consequently nations under UEFA will be 3 terms, maximum 4 years.
That's right.
Three 4-year terms.
Yeah.
So everybody is going in that direction, and I think this is the right thing for Nigerian sport, and I think Nigerian sport will be better for it.
Godwin Kenka, thank you so much for making our time to discuss these issues with us. We appreciate you for your time.